Well, greetings, all you movie junkies and entertainment lovers, and welcome to this very special edition of Movie Junkies Media Talk, where we are going to be talking about and breaking down our first and possibly only trailer for Godzilla vs. Kong. I'm once again joined by my co-host Javier. How's it going, Jav?
Hello there. Uh, I'm absolutely happy that we finally got a trailer for this film. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, finally after all this time, we finally got a good look of this film, and
what a look. We haven't gotten
well,
any
hey,
look.
but seeing how how the movie looks and everything, I'm actually happy to see it.
But before we get to that, I should just mention that, the last video we did, a lot happened since we did our last video. The
Oh,
movie, of
right.
course, moved from May upward to March.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple theories on why that could happen. It's kind of unclear as to why that might be. I think it might be because because that there's a lot of Warner Brothers movies that haven't gotten release dates yet, like Malignant and some other
Mm-hmm.
movies and stuff. So perhaps maybe that they're gonna take May. All those movies that haven't got release dates are gonna come out in May, maybe.
Yep.
I'm thinking that. What do you think about that? And that's why they moved it to March. What do you think about that theory?
Eh, yeah, that's definitely a possibility. That
Yeah, but who knows why it got moved to March? But I mean, hey, the good news is it's coming out sooner. We get to
mm,
see it sooner, so
yeah.
that's good news. And so we all pretty much kind of knew with it being moved to March, that it was only going to be a matter of time before we got the trailer, and boom, here we are. We got the trailer.
Mm.
Let's break it down. First of all, Harv, just give me first of all your general thoughts on the trailer and if you liked it or not.
I um for the first trailer, like you said, maybe the only trailer for this film, I liked it. I think it was like a good look on this film. Like there were some really really good shots. um I like how they kind of explain the story but also kind of leave stuff kind of open as well. uh like it's definitely like a film. I think it definitely finally lives up to like the wait, like the
You think
wait.
it's lived up to the expectations?
Yeah, since we've been
Okay.
waiting so long. It's
Mm-hmm.
not like
So
great, it's not like mind blowing, but it was still like a good trailer that
mm-hmm.
that we got for the film.
Yeah, I think all of the trailers for King of the Monsters were better than this trailer personally, but it was
Yeah.
still a great trailer, and I feel very, very confident that this is going to be a really great movie.
Mm.
Um, I have some concerns, I do, but right now I can legitimately say, which I couldn't really say before, that I am legitimately have a reason to be excited for the movie because we've actually gotten a taste of what the movie's like, whereas before we didn't know what we'd be getting into, and now we
Hmm.
actually have a taste of the movie. We know what it looks like. Um, Now, before we get into the trailer itself, I just want to quickly read this. This is a new breakdown. We got a new synopsis of the movie, which actually gives us a little bit more information about the film. So this is what their new synopsis that they put out. I'll just read this quickly. So it says, from Warner Bros. Pictures, Legendary Pictures comes a long way to face off between two icons, Godzilla and Kong, the next epic adventure in Legendary Cinematic Monsterverse directed by Adam Wingard. Legends collide in Godzilla vs. Kong as these mystic adversaries meet in a spectacular battle for the ages. With the fate of the world hanging in the balance, Kong and his protectors undertake a perilous journey to find his true home, and with them is Gia, a young orphaned girl whom he has formed a unique, powerful bond. But he unexpectedly finds himself in the path of an enraged Godzilla cutting a swath of destruction across the globe. The epic clash between two titans, instigated by unseen forces, is only the beginning of the mystery that lies deep within the core of the Earth. So,
Mm.
yeah. And then also, I'm also going to quickly read something that the director Adam Wingard put out, and he basically said the Godzilla versus Kong trailer is finally here. I'm beyond thrilled to be able to share this insane epic mayhem. I know it looks like it shows a lot, but this is only the tip of the monster iceberg. Let me know if you are Team Godzilla or Team Kongs. That was from Adam Wingard. So, what is your reactions to that new synopsis?
Oh, it's definitely an interesting synopsis. It definitely also says that Kong is going to be the main character of this movie. Definitely.
It
Like,
feels like that.
yeah.
It feels like it, yeah, yeah. It's a lot more Kong than Godzilla based right now. How do you
Mm.
feel about that? Is that kind of
Um, it definitely wasn't something I was expecting.
you were
Like,
expecting it to be more Godzilla focused?
I was expecting it to be kind of both, to be honest with
I
you.
mean,
I mean, Godzilla could still like get like a lot of stuff in this film. Like there
that
could be like a
yeah,
lot of Godzilla stuff, but still, there's a lot of more interesting stuff with Kong right now.
yeah.
That
I mean, I
especially
don't
with the
mind it.
cast.
I don't mind it considering we only got one Kong movie in the MonsterVerse so far, so it kind of makes sense to me.
Mm,
It's kind of like with Batman versus Superman, how they focus a lot on Batman because obviously we hadn't had a Batman movie in the DC
yeah.
universe before that. So I guess it's kind of similar here. Um, when it comes to the plot of obviously we knew that there was something going on with the Hollow Earth. They're saying that Kong's true home is the Hollow Earth, and there's a
Mm,
lot of there's still a lot we don't know. There's a lot of mystery going
mm.
on. Yeah, there's a lot to break down. So why don't we just dive into the trailer and go by like what we see and a lot of the other theories that some other people have been kind of coming out with. So if we let right at the beginning of the trailer we get destruction.
I know, right? It's
We
like
get
just
destruction immediately, and I don't know where this is. I'll be honest. There seems to be like some kind of buildings in the mountain here, which is very
mm,
interesting. I'm not sure if this where this is supposed to be exactly, but you can almost there's some kind of an odd colored explosion coming out of the mountain. We've got a bit
yeah,
of red, we've got a bit of green. It almost looks kind of like if you look closely, it does kind of look like there's a head
yeah. I get what you
a
mean.
little bit.
A little
Um,
bit.
yeah, at the very beginning.
Hmm.
But yeah, so we go from that to basically a bunch of rubble just squirting out just everywhere, going all over the place. And then we
Yeah.
get cut to the shot of these people running on the stairs, where we can very clearly see some kind of a large figure with sort of these red glowing patches kind of going over them. And right off the bat, a lot of
Mm.
people are saying Mecha Godzilla. So Harv, what do you think? Do you think this is Mecha Godzilla? When you look at this image, do you think?
I
What do you think?
mean, maybe. Like, I mean,
I mean, it's hard. Yeah,
like it's definitely like some kaiju that we haven't like seen before because this is destruction that this is like a different kind of destruction
yeah.
that we haven't seen from any other
There's
titans.
there's something going on here for sure.
Mm,
Something going on here, and it doesn't seem to be Godzilla. It doesn't seem to be Kong, and it does look right from this angle. It does look like it's Mecha Godzilla. There's a
yeah.
lot of theories about Mechagodzilla. Of course, like over 2 years ago, there was that toy leak where there was a toy that look like Mechagodzilla. So of course, a lot of
Mm,
people are jumping on the Mechagodzilla bandwagon. I'm kind of on the Mechagodzilla bandwagon as well. I think that it's most likely he's in the movie. But there's another theory right now about Mechagodzilla that we'll get to in a second, which could be the case. It might not be the case. We'll talk about that in a second. I think that's probably going to be the bulk of the conversation. But yeah, but it's
mm,
very, very quick. It's really difficult to make it out. Um, and you've got these people running, and it's unclear like as to what exactly is happening there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, so I mean, do you think it's possible that it could be just another Titan? That's
It could be, but
yeah,
it's considering like it's at the beginning of the trailer, it
yeah.
like not even like seeing like Godzilla or Kong.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of interesting because
Yeah.
I think it is supposed to show something um
What
something
you think?
interesting.
What you think they put that there intentionally?
Maybe because it's something that we haven't seen before, so
Yeah,
it's not on purpose.
maybe for eagle-eyed fans to take a look.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, so we go from there straight to Kong, who seems to be chained up on a boat, and it's very, very similar to the original King Kong versus Godzilla.
yeah. When they
Now, as to what exactly is going on here, like as to how they even got Kong and why he's here and why they're taking him and what they're doing, it's very unclear. We've got Alexander Skarsgård's character saying, that the world needs Kong for what's
Mhm.
coming. So as to what that thing is that's coming, we don't seem to get a hint as to what it is. It seems to be kind of suggest that it's something other than Godzilla. There's some kind of a in the first synopsis they were talking about how there was some kind of conspiracy to wipe out all the Titans or whatever, and there's clearly
Mm.
like I think when Adam Wingard said that this is only the tip of the monster iceberg, I believe him. I actually believe him because this um is there's a lot I feel like there's a lot we don't know. There's a lot more information, which is good. It's I think it's better to go in not knowing as much. There's clearly a
Yeah,
mystery going on here, as to kind of what is going on. I think so. I think that's. I mean, how do you feel about that, Hav? Do you wish you know more? Are you kind of happy that you don't know as much? What
I
are you thinking?
well, I like that. Like, even though like we've been waiting and we've been speculating what the plot is going to be, like we kind of have a clearer might we have a kind of a clearer idea what the plot is for this film, but still
Yeah,
there is a lot to anticipate. Like, there's
yeah.
still
There's
a
a
lot to
lot. We
speculate.
don't have all the pieces of the puzzle,
Yes.
if you will. So what are your thoughts on Kong here? Of them going straight to Kong. They have Kong. We have the shot of
Mm.
Kong on the boat. What do you think is going on here? Do you think I mean, do you have any like personal theories yourself or
I'm kind of interested if like they actually like got him on the boat, like how they got him on the boat.
yeah, that is going to be very curious.
Yeah.
Um so but you don't have any personal theories yourself on as to kind of why they need him, what they need him for?
Well,
Um
Um.
because one of the big questions is this like these people, right? These are not
Yeah.
this. These don't seem to be the same people as like Godzilla King of Monsters. Like, what if like these people who have captured Kong? What if they're Apex? What if they're
Possibly.
Apex? There is something later in the trailer that seems to suggest that they might not be Apex. But what if? I mean, we still don't know what Apex is exactly. The only
Yeah.
thing that we've gotten is that it might be some kind of a rival to Monarch, where they're kind of a similar thing, but they want to control the Titans. And kind of, so I mean, what do you think about that whole concept?
Um. Yeah. That's a very interesting concept. Like, we don't know
Mhm.
too much about these guys, but I think that might be one of like the motives of what they're trying to do with the
Yeah,
Titans and everything.
yeah,
Like,
but
yeah, definitely.
do you think the people that are with Kong here, do you think they're with Monarch? Do you think they're with Apex, or do you think they're with neither?
Um.
If you had to guess.
I can't say for sure. When I saw it at first, I thought it was like, oh, it's probably Monarch because they don't like Kong
Hmm.
doesn't seem like they don't seem like they don't like Kong doesn't seem to like angry or anything.
Yes, that's another thing. He seems very, very calm.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem to be trying to get away. I mean, there is one part a little later. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, do you think but I mean, what do you think is what do you think do you have any ideas on like what they need him for or anything?
Um, Maybe it's because like since like Godzilla is like the king of the monsters is like maybe like they're trying to make it so that that Kong replaces him, possibly.
Well, you're kind of jumping jumping ahead now to the other theory now.
But well,
You're, so
that.
I mean it's okay. We can jump back and forth. So yeah, so obviously we cut to um well, first of all, I mean, before we get into that, can we let's talk about the little girl thing first, because
Oh
that
yeah,
comes
there we
first
go.
in the trailer. So we have this little girl here. This was completely out of nowhere. Completely out of nowhere.
Oh
We
yeah.
had no nothing about this from before, no announcement about this from before. So yeah, I don't. I wonder if this little girl is like the last of the natives that are on the island left from the island
Hmm.
that we saw in Kong's Island. Like, what if like they've all actually like died off now, and Kong has some kind of like a connection with these people or something, because they were saying that like she has some kind of like a connection with Kong, and they weren't very specific on what that was. I'll be honest, I'm kind of this is the one part of the movie where I'm kind of like, I don't know about this. Like, I'm not sure like where they
Hmm.
I don't know where they're going with this. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I don't look at this and go, "Oh, they're gonna do this type of thing." Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Have any clue as to what the idea is here, or where it's gonna go, or what the revelation of
Hmm.
it will be. Do you have any ideas?
Well, I think like I mean it's Kong has always been like he's always like strongly like connected to like one human character
Mm-hmm.
of like the films. Like he's always been like like in Skull Island, of course, he was like that. But I don't really
Are
know.
you clueless as well?
I don't really know as why.
Mm-hmm.
Like I mean they've got she's got like a little writing on like on the arm there. I don't know if that means
Yeah, kind of
anything.
similar to the natives a little bit. They had all these kind of
Mm,
weird symbols on them. We see that
yeah,
there's some kind of like a Kong like doll or something that
yeah,
she's
that
holding
she's
up to
holding.
him. Who knows what that means? And then later we get a scene where it looks like almost it almost looks like Kong is causing a ruckus a bit. I don't know if
Yeah,
you saw that. And then she kind of goes out there and almost looks to calm him down or something. And then we get that really epic shot of like the giant finger, which really goes to show you like how much bigger
yeah.
he's gotten
It's kind of
since Kong's
scary.
Island. It
She
is
got
pretty scary because you could just go it just
he's like
squish.
oops, squished
Um,
her.
I really like this shot though, the sort of the farther away shot. Where is it here?
Well, like
Um,
yeah,
yeah,
that one.
it's really it really goes to show just how massive in scale Kong is
Do
now.
you know what I think? Do you know what I think? I think this comes before um the where he's all calm and everything with like the people walking
Mm.
around.
This might
So
be
is
like
this
when they first capture him. Is that what you mean?
yeah. He's like of course like I think they kind of like knocked him out at first and then as soon as
Mm.
he wakes up he starts panicking. He's like, what the hell? Why am I
Yeah,
chained up and everything?
yeah. Who
What
knows?
are
So
you
and
doing?
yeah, so it's gonna be interesting. So let's get into the Godzilla stuff, which you briefly touched on. This is the big bulk of the big thing that everybody's talking about. So we
Yes.
get this entrance where we get Godzilla coming in and just wrecks this ship.
Yeah.
Just wrecks it just by going through it, and we get this shot of like his tail in the air swatting these
Yeah.
jets out of the sky, and it's a
It's really good.
beautiful, beautifully shot. It's absolutely some of the most
Mm.
gorgeous cinematography I think in any of the movies so far. It's really beautiful, and then of course we get that epic moment of Godzilla just coming busting out of the water, and then
With the
we get
butt.
a tiny little taste of them fighting. Godzilla comes up onto the aircraft carrier here,
Mhm.
and then we get a little taste of them fighting, which is pretty awesome stuff. So what are your thoughts on this? So then later in the trailer we get Kyle Chandler's character who says probably the most important crucial part of the trailer, which is that he says
Mm.
Godzilla's like attacking cities and attacking people, and we don't know why. That's what he says.
Yeah.
So let the speculation run wild. Um, so there's a couple of theories here. First of all, obviously the one theory is that they're taking inspiration from Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla, and the Godzilla in this is actually not Godzilla; it's actually Mechagodzilla in disguise, and
Yeah.
that it's framing Godzilla, and that they're framing Godzilla somehow so that this Godzilla that they're going to take out, and that's being controlled by Apex, and that they're going to like try and like take out Kong so that they can use
Yeah.
Mechagodzilla to control all the Titans. And what somebody said on Twitter, which I thought was really, really good, was that somebody said like, what if like if it is Mechagodzilla, what if Mechagodzilla is like the orca from King of the Monsters, but
Oh
like,
yeah.
but it except it can like protect itself and
Mm.
control the other. Like that seems like a very good possibility if it is indeed Mechagodzilla. So that's one theory. The only issue with that theory is that if that is the case, where is Godzilla? Where's Godzilla? Where is he?
Mm.
Did something happen? Have they captured Godzilla somehow? I mean, because another thing to point out, we didn't see any of the other Titans from King of the Monsters in this trailer.
Mm.
We didn't see any of the other Titans. We do see some other monsters, which we'll talk about in a second.
Oh yeah.
But we didn't see any of the Titans from King of the Monsters. So, um, were you expecting to see some of those appear in the trailer? Do you think that
Yeah.
any of them will show up in the actual movie? Or
I think they will. I think they'll return in this film for
yeah,
sure. Yeah.
mm-hmm. But they
But
just didn't show them in the trailer.
mm, yeah,
Um, yeah. But so, what do you think about the Mechagodzilla Fury?
I think it's a good theory. It's a good theory.
Do you buy into it, or are you like, I don't know?
Mm. One thing to one thing I'm kind of thinking of is that because of course like they can like track where certain titans are.
Mm, that's another loophole. Like
Yeah.
where if
If
that
like if Godzilla is in this place, then why is he? How can he attack one
yeah, or maybe
this
they
place?
Apex, maybe they infiltrated Monarch's systems
Ah,
and they
hack.
there's a lot that could explain it that we just didn't see in the trailer. So it's
Yeah.
it's very possible, but there's a couple of like questions that they will need to answer in order for it to work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I think it's very, very possible. But
Mm.
I also think it is very possible and that Godzilla's just evil. Because if you think about it in the previous movie, if you think about it, Godzilla really doesn't care for humans in the way that
Mm.
they're saying that Kong does. I mean, like if because I mean, a lot of people are saying that, oh man, Godzilla, he never did anything like this in any of the previous movies, and for the most part, that is true. But he also doesn't care for humans either. I mean, in the first movie, in the 2014 film, there was that scene where he busted through that bridge, which had all of those people. on it. And how
Yeah.
many people died in the 2014 attacks? And how many people probably died during the events of King of the Monsters? Like,
Oh yeah.
Godzilla doesn't care about humans. I mean,
Mm,
he's not. I mean, look, we haven't seen him actively go out and kill and destroy cities in previous movies before, which he's apparently doing here. So
hmm.
obviously that's an interesting thing. But so that's obviously kind of a loophole in this theory, right? Is well, if that's the case, why is he actively destroying cities now? Um, but it could be because in King of the Monsters there was that line where good things on our side for now, right?
Yeah,
Now
kind of a
that
little
line,
foreshadowing, maybe.
yeah, now that line could have been to throw us off to think that maybe Godzilla really is evil when he actually isn't, or it could have been quite simply telling us that look, he might be evil in the next one,
Mm,
and it's an interesting stance. I mean, look, there could be some kind of an other theory that has nothing to do with Mechagodzilla that could be making Godzilla basically go out and attack cities and stuff. They didn't say
maybe.
that the other Titans were attacking. Because if it was like a Ghidorah thing, Ghidorah obviously got all of the Titans to start attacking and everything,
Yeah.
right? But Godzilla they're saying it's just Godzilla, it's not the other Titans.
Mm,
So, and of course, in the credit sequence for King of the Monsters, one of the headlines was, that Godzilla was keeping the Titans in check. So why would he go from keeping the Titans in check to out like just destroying like cities and stuff like? So clearly, like something's not right. There's some kind of like a imposter type thing going on here or something. Um,
yeah.
I mean, some people are saying like, what if it's just like the Exilians are back from Final Wars?
Yeah,
What
just
if they're just what
controlling.
if they're just like controlling them? They're doing like the whole destroy monsters type thing.
Mm.
I mean, that could be a possibility. I mean, of those two theories, Harv, I'm kind of interested. Like, which one do you think is more likely the case right now? Because I think
More
they're
likely.
both good contenders, but
Yeah,
we just don't. Yeah, we just don't
both
know. It could go
are
either way.
they both are very high on definitely possibly being like the plot of this film. Um, I personally think it's Mechagodzilla. I
Hmm.
just personally, I just don't think that they would make Godzilla like evil. Uh,
Hmm.
just like I was just thinking to like towards Sarazawa's death.
So was ours, deaf. Yeah.
Sarazawa's death. Sorry, I
Hmm.
pronounced his name wrong. Uh, and just like thinking, would they make a villain? Because like it's just like goes
Yeah.
past
Hmm.
like all of his beliefs and everything.
I it
Like,
Yeah, because that was the thing. Sauron obviously he believed that Godzilla was the key and everything, and Godzilla up to this point has been in line with what Sarazawa thought.
hmm,
But we were not taking into account that just because that's what Sarazawa thought doesn't mean he was
right.
right. You know
Mm,
what I mean? Like, because he did what Sarazawa did what he needed to do because they needed Godzilla in that moment, right? They
mm,
needed Godzilla in that moment. Who knows? Maybe the whole reason why, because there's been some rumor that there might be some overlap with King of the Monsters. So maybe like them capturing Kong, maybe all that was happening during the events of King of the Monsters, but it was like
yeah.
too late. You know what I mean?
Mm,
And so like maybe this all picks up like right where King of the Monsters leave left off. I don't. I mean, right now I feel like there's going to be a little bit of time pass, just a little bit.
yeah.
But
I
yeah, it could be the case maybe in the very beginning of the movie.
mm,
Um, so yeah, I don't know. I think that there's again, it's going to be interesting to see like what the reasoning is for them taking Kong off of the island, and we also saw he had that chain around his neck, whatever, which had those green canisters.
mm.
We don't know what that's about. That could be, I mean, anything. I mean, do you have any theories there on?
Uh, no, not at the moment. But
So we do get a little bit of footage of them fighting. What did you think of this stuff here? We had like Godzilla in the water shooting up the atomic breath and
I,
Kong
I,
fighting, and
I thought that was cool. Even though it's like a you can say you can like from that shot it's like a little bit goofy, but it's sort of a
yeah. In the
cool.
final movie, it might look much better. I personally thought that there was a couple shots where the CGI, particularly in the motion, looked a bit odd, and I don't know if it was
Mm.
just like, slowed down for the trailer and stuff. Because this happens a lot. This happens a lot of movies where it's in the trailer it doesn't look so good, but then the final movie actually looks better. I think that's probably just the case here. Um, and it is. I mean, the effects. I think the effects overall look fantastic. Would you agree?
Oh my gosh, yes. I like out of all of the MonsterVerse films, the effects just look great. They look
You think
amazing.
they look the best? They look the best here?
Yes. Well, I mean,
Oh, that's a.
not best here, but just like in like every MonsterVerse, like the effects just like still
Mhm.
continue to be great and everything. Like none of like um the Legendary's MonsterVerse has just been like, oh, the effects don't look like as great as the other ones, but even though that like even though like you can say that there was uh some stuff that doesn't look great in this trailer, which they could fix it in
I
like
I
the
don't think I think it's again just the trailer. This happens a
yeah.
lot where it's blurry and stuff. Some stuff. I
Mm,
think it's probably just the trailer. Who knows?
yeah.
One thing I want to point out for King Kong fans is that this movie. This is very exciting because the effects of this movie were done by Weta Digital.
Oh yeah.
Peter Jackson's
Mhm.
company, of course, did Kong '05, and they're back doing back. They're back for this film. They did the effects for this movie.
Oh yeah, and there was like that one shot which kind of looked like almost Jackson King Kong like.
Oh, I don't know what shot you.
It's sort of like you kind of like look like he's on like top of like a mountain or something.
Oh right, yeah, we gotta talk about it. You know what's funny is that I was joking with somebody earlier when I was talking about the trailer when it first dropped.
Mhm.
Um, we and it was they made kind of a funny joke that like, what if like because it's Weta Digital and it's Peter Jackson's company, what if he like just like was like walked in like while they while they were like doing some of this Kong stuff and he was like, oh, you're doing a Kong movie, huh, guys? I kind of know, I kind of know about that. Let me show you how to make it good. I kind of wonder if that might have happened. I mean, it must have happened at one point. He must.
Maybe.
I mean, I would love to know what Peter Jackson's reactions are to this movie and stuff. But I mean, before we know,
Mm,
he's seen it already. But
yeah.
yeah, but that's just kind of interesting thing to point out. So let's talk about. Let's get into all of this stuff with Kong. So we get this shot, which at first I thought was on Skull Island, of Kong jumping down onto
Oh,
this really shot, and I'm not, and it doesn't look like Skull Island.
yeah. Yeah,
At least
from
not the Skull Island that we saw in Kong Skull Island. Now it could have changed a little bit, but this doesn't even look like the same like place. It looks a
mhm.
lot more like the Peter Jackson Kong Skull Island, which I guess technically makes sense. It is weather. But I think I've thought about it, and I think that this is in the Hollow Earth.
You're right, yeah. It does.
I think the Hollow Earth is ginormous. I think it's a lot bigger than we thought, and I
Mm,
think there's a must be a whole hidden world in there where all these different titans must have like existed for like years. You
yeah.
know what I mean? Like hundreds of years. And this might be surprising, but this is actually now my most is the most interesting part of the movie to me is the Hollow Earth stuff. Because
Mm, yeah.
before in King of the Monsters, we were led to believe we didn't see the Hollow Earth really at all. Um,
Mm,
I mean, we obviously got the kind of Atlantis type stuff with Godzilla, which wasn't really a part of it, is but here, but in that movie, we were led to believe that it was just a bunch of like tunnels underground that Godzilla uses, like nothing more.
Yeah.
And I kind of wasn't expecting much more than that.
Mhm.
But this in this trailer, it seems to suggest that the whole Earth is like a whole hidden world, and it looks
Mm.
amazing. It's like literally a lost world. Like they
Mm.
literally found a way to put the lost world in the MonsterVerse. That's awesome. I
Yeah.
can't wait to see this stuff. So we get a lot of stuff where it seems to be in the Lost World. So Kong, for some reason, is going to the Lost. This I'm literally calling it the Lost World. Going to the Hollow Earth. For some reason, and we get this part which sees he puts his hand
Yeah.
on this red mark, which perhaps was left by like one of his like ancestors or something. So they seem to be suggesting that like this is where Kong and like all the Titans came from,
Mm.
right? They existed in the Hollow Earth. And I was thinking about this, and I mentioned this to someone, and they thought that I was onto something here. I want to know if you think I'm onto something here.
Well, let me hear
And
it.
well, if you go back, I mean, Kong Skull Island, the skull crawlers, they came up from like underground, remember, in like those like caverns.
Yeah.
What if they came from the Hollow Earth? What if that's where they came from,
Hmm.
right? And there's that those tunnels will lead. What if like the mother skull crawler just came up? This is where they all
Yeah.
of these like they came from underground, because Skull Island, maybe Skull Island has some kind of like open entrances to the whole Earth, which would explain why all of those monsters on
Mhm.
Skull Island are there, right? And that how they've stayed there is because that's like the entrance to the Hollow Earth. So
Mm.
all of
Mm.
the monsters and creatures from Skull Island are from the Hollow Earth. They originally came from the Hollow Earth, but they migrated upward to Skull Island. Maybe.
Yeah,
What do you think?
I
What do you
see
think
what you
about
mean. That's I like that theory. I think that could be definitely possible in the film.
The only
Yeah.
problem with that is if that's the case, and if Kong is going to the Hollow Earth, why is he going away from Skull Island? Right?
Mm. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Unless all this takes place before he goes away. Like, for all we know, all the Hollow Earth stuff might take place before he goes away, right?
I guess true.
But then
Mm,
again, that's
but
kind of what they said, that's the journey of the movie. That's why he's being taken away. So again,
mm,
it's hard to tell right now. It's really hard to tell. But in the Hollow Earth, let's talk about all the things we get to see in the Hollow Earth, because we get to see a lot.
oh my
Uh,
gosh.
so we get to see the war bats finally. Um,
Oh,
this was pretty awesome, seeing the war bats, and we really get a good look at the world, and it's a very luscious world, lots of color, lots of
oh
trees,
yeah.
and the sky almost is like an upside down version of it. It's
Mm.
really weird. It's almost like a like can you see that? It's like it's almost like a
Yeah, you see the clouds. It's like
it almost looks like it's actually mountains in the sky
yeah.
almost.
Hmm.
So it's I mean, is this am I the only person that's surprised by this? I mean, are you surprised by this? Did you think that this is what the whole Earth was going to be? It was going to be like a whole underground like world.
No. I definitely, I didn't know what the
Hmm.
whole Earth was going to be like. But I'm actually kind of happy that it kind of looks like this because it definitely might be like one of like my favorite things
Hmm.
like from the MonsterVerse. Like
Yeah,
this could be something. This could be something like um that could be just a really cool idea,
yeah,
and like maybe the Monarch series or whatnot could.
yeah. That we heard rumored was in the works. That could be about exploring the Hollow Earth. Oh, that would be cool.
Mhm.
Um, and we get this awesome shot of Kong just like throwing one warbat into like the other. So clearly, there's going to be some kind of a fight there. So I'm very excited to see that. Yeah, and then we get this shot of we go back to Godzilla for a bit, right? And we get it seems like there's going to be another fight which takes place in the daytime, and we see this city which seems to be just completely destroyed. It almost looks like the end of King of the Monsters. Now, at first, I thought that this was another Titan, right? This kind of thing. But now that I look at it, I think it's actually the axe that Kong had.
Kong holds.
Yeah, I think that's all it is, and it's just been like burned out and destroyed, maybe.
Maybe. I guess it could possibly be like this. Could be like literally just like the end of the fight.
Yeah. What's interesting is that people think that this is where it starts. A lot of people think that, a lot of people think it goes from day to night. But if you look at the city, it is completely just mushed.
Yeah.
Just mushed. I think they're going from night to day. I think this is going to be the one big battle. We can see Kong on the side here and everything. Yeah. And so, I mean, what do you think about that?
Oh, I like it. I like it.
No, but do you think it's going to go from night to day?
Oh yeah, I think it's gonna go from night to day. Like I think this is literally just like the because of course because if you can see on the axe, it's like kind of burnt almost.
Yeah, it looks like it's been used and destroyed, and so it almost looks like if you pay attention, it almost looks like he's like dropped it, and now he's like dropped that. If you pay attention to like Kong's moves after we see the shot, it almost looks like he's like dropped it and is getting ready to fight with his fists. You know what I mean? So if you watch, it almost looks like he lifts his arm up. Yeah, he lifts his arm up as if he's dropped it, and he's like, he almost looks like Rocky, like, hey, I didn't hear a bell ring, you know, which is great. And then of course we got some more Hollow Earth stuff. We see these creatures right here, right?
Yeah, like bats. Well,
which I forgot were actually revealed a really long time ago, even before the war bats. We actually did get these. Look at this thing. And originally we thought it was going to be one Titan, and it was called the Camots, the Camiots or something like that. And I remember that name. We heard that from like ages ago. So this is actually something that were aware about from before. It looks like it's the same as the war bats, where it's going to be like a whole species of them. Somebody pointed out that that you can almost they almost looks like they have something like Godzilla spines on their backs. So
really? Let me see.
Like right there.
Oh, I see. I don't know.
Or that might just be spikes on the backs. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't think it's got anything to do with Godzilla.
Now, as to what on earth this area is a very big question, because we have some kind of like a monument here with all of these blue.
It looks like a silhouette of Godzilla. Almost.
A silhouette of Godzilla?
Well, what kind of like right here?
Yeah, what is kind of like a like some kind of like it's almost like a monument to Godzilla, like a glowing like sort of cave painting or something almost. And it looks like Godzilla spines and glowing. Like it looks really bizarre. And it's very hard to make out what exactly it is, but whatever it is, Kong is on top of it and he's fighting the Camots, which look very similar to the bat creatures from Peter Jackson's Kong, which I forget the name of off the top of my head, but looks very similar to those. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, it looks like this is where he gets the axe.
Yeah,
because a lot of people thought that the axe was either from like a fight that they had a long time ago, and it still might be, or it was gonna be like he was gonna like take out one of his spines in the first fight and then use it to make the axe and then come back with it in the last fight. I mean, I think it seems like it is the second fight is when he gets the axe.
Yeah.
So I'm as of right now, I'm guessing that the fight that we saw on the aircraft carrier happens first, and then all of this Hollow Earth stuff happens after that somehow. So somehow they must get away from. So Godzilla is basically chasing them essentially.
Yeah.
So which is interesting.
And like all these other taijus like are getting in Kong's way almost.
Yeah, it's such like. I mean, somebody was saying that joking around how how basically Kong is on like a quest to get the
Yeah.
axe to prove that he is worthy and that he's like He-Man or something like.
Yeah.
I kind of
Oh,
love it. It's ridiculous, but I kind of love it if that's the case. This movie looks all kinds of insane.
mm.
It really does. But I mean, I think it's good insane.
Oh yeah.
It looks good insane. And we do get
One.
some monster mashing. We get one shot with Kong. He doesn't have the axe, but they do seem to be in Tokyo, which is either Tokyo or Hong Kong. I'm not sure. I think it's actually might be Hong Kong. I'm not sure. We get Kong just bashing in Godzilla, and Godzilla. If you look at that part um, where he bashes his head in. If you look
Yeah.
at Godzilla, he looks just like he has been absolutely just battered and bruised. If you
Yeah.
look at him,
He looks
so
very
this,
red.
this might be after he used the axe, maybe.
Maybe.
Like he used the axe, it did a lot of damage, and then we got this was like the result. But that is one massive like gore, like that. Like, it looks like Godzilla just
Yeah.
goes flying there. That's pretty. I didn't realize how brutal that was. Just mush.
Oof.
And then we got a lot of concerned looks from our characters here. Um, yeah. It was so, what do you think? Do you think he gets the axe afterward? Do you
I
think he
think,
makes the axe, or do you think that was made by one of his ancestors or something?
yeah, I think it's like probably something like the ancestors. It's like some
Yeah.
like ancient weapon that they used during like those drawings or whatnot.
Hmm. Like
Like
as if like he didn't make it, maybe.
yeah.
It'd be interesting. It'd be interesting to see. But
Mm.
yeah, all the Hollow Earth stuff looks really really cool. Um, so yeah, it looks like that must be where he gets the
Yes.
axe from. I also want to point out here that of course we have this one shot where we see what I believe is supposed to be Sarazawa's son.
Mm.
That was listed on IMDb. I'm assuming that this is Sarazawa's son.
Yeah.
And because of what he's standing in front, I kind of feel like maybe he's the guy running Apex.
Yeah, he might be the main villain of like the
Yeah, which would be kind of crazy that Sarazawa's son is actually against Monarch.
yeah, that's
It'd be interesting to see like what the reasoning is, like if he blames them for his death, for what the deal
yeah.
was, or
Hmm.
if he like it'd be interesting to see. But if you look behind him, there's a very interesting looking screen behind him, which has like energy systems, something charged, right?
Mm.
And if you look behind that, there is what looks to be some kind of a weapon or something, and it looks like Mechagodzilla.
Yeah.
It
It looks
looks like you've got the feet and the tail, and then the body, kind of.
yeah, it's kind of like showing what's like um it's showing like the outer skin, like what
Yeah.
Mechagodzilla actually looks like.
Hmm. If he is the Godzilla in disguise.
Yeah.
I mean, if it is Mechagodzilla, maybe once Kong uses the axe, maybe when he uses the axe, maybe and once
Yeah,
he hits Godzilla with it, maybe he actually causes some of the skin to fall off, and then that's when they
mm,
reveal that it's Mechagodzilla, maybe.
yeah.
Um, who knows? But yeah, so that's very interesting. Right now there was another shot. Yeah, this is the shot. Okay,
Oh
right
yeah.
here. Where we have another kind of a board here, which who knows? It's unclear kind of who made that. I don't know if it could be any number of characters, but there's a lot of like little Easter eggs and stuff in this shot. We do see Apex mentioned. There's one note that says Apex Godzilla plus Apex question mark.
Yeah.
And there's like a listed where all the Apex facilities are. So Apex, they have facilities like in the same that Monarch has facilities. This actually, when I think about this is very similar to how in Jurassic Park you have like InGen,
Oh
which are
yeah.
kind of like the good company, and then you have Biosyn, which is kind of like the rival company. It feels like they're going for that type of thing almost
Mm-hmm.
a little bit, where like Apex, they're like they're gonna be like the rival company there, So it looks like they've got their own facilities. There's a headline that says Antarctica, so that's perhaps referencing the events of King of the Monsters with
Mm-hmm.
Ghidorah, perhaps. There is this cool sound wave thing, which is ripped right out from the first movie with the Muto. That I don't think that means anything. I think that's just a nice little reference to that to the first film. What do you think?
Yeah, it might. I think it might be a
A
nice
reference?
nod.
Yeah. And then we got Godzilla attack claims lives.
Mm-hmm.
Got Monarch stumped. We've got a picture of somebody here. I don't think it's Zarazawa, so who knows as to who that is. And then here, this is interesting. Apex facility attacked. There's one sticking on this Apex facility attacked. So if they're controlling like Mechagodzilla and everything, then why would they attack their own facility?
Unless it was something else.
Yeah. So who knows? And then we've got all of these red lines where there's
Yeah.
these areas. I think this small one is supposed to be this small cube. There's
Mhm.
one small cube where you can see a little dot. I think that's supposed to be Skull Island.
Maybe.
Be wrong. I'm pretty sure that's Skull Island. And then we have like these other like areas, like there's a part of like of a couple other parts that are like around the world that are kind of like there's another like small
Yeah.
cube
Maybe
next to Africa. Like there's one with an X on it. So as to what any of that means is anybody's guess.
Hollow Earth. I don't know.
Like that's where like the Hollow Earth
Yeah,
entrances could
kind of
be.
showing where the tunnels are and everything.
Yeah, that's the thing. We don't know like who's put this together, what we're looking at. We have
Yeah.
no clue, like as to and they don't really show. So it could be anybody's guess. We have this guy here.
Yeah.
Who's I forget the actor's name, but he's been in a ton of stuff, so he's in the movie as well.
Hmm.
And I like how so it'd be interesting to see kind of what sort of he knows and what he kind of contributes to the
Maybe.
plot, like if he knows the entrance of the Hollow Earth or why as to why Godzilla's planning. Like I love that there's so little that we know. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I love that there's so little that we know, and um yeah, I just yeah. Um so yeah, it's
It's great.
do you have any theories?
Any other theories? Uh, not well. Not at the moment. Like, I don't have any other theories on on
I
anything
mean,
else.
none of the theories line up perfectly.
Mm,
You know what I mean?
yeah. Like
Do you?
none. Like some of them, like the Mechagodzilla one.
Yeah, that one
Still
doesn't. As of right now, we don't have enough to say that that's the case.
Yeah, it has some loopholes and everything.
Yeah, and it's the same with all the other theories. Like, there's like we need more information. Like, none of them. So it's yeah, but yeah, I love that there's a mystery. I love that we don't know what's going on. I hope that it stays like that
Mm,
until the movie. I think there's going to be a lot more surprises left in
oh yeah.
store.
Hmm.
I mean, needless to say, I mean, is there any other parts of the trailer that you want to talk about? Any bits of dialogue that we didn't mention? Any shots that you want to talk about or anything?
Um,
We get some shots of Godzilla attacking the city.
yeah, which looks great.
Yeah, that
Honestly,
looks really
I like how like they're putting him as a villain because we don't see that in with like Godzilla movies that much
great. Mm-hmm.
now. Like we don't see him as a villain, and I think it's great that we're seeing it Legendary's take on
Mm-hmm.
it because
Yeah,
like I think like it's generally like a terrifying look.
yeah,
Just seeing that.
yeah. I
Like
mean, again, go ahead.
I was gonna say I personally like got more like Godzilla being a villain of it of the story
Mm-hmm.
because like I
Yeah,
think
I
he's
mean that might be the case. He might just be bad. Who knows? It might not be Mechagodzilla. In this one shot, where Godzilla's like that one shot where he's destroying a bunch of like tankers and stuff.
hmm.
If you look at his like shoulder, it looks very silver,
Yeah,
to
I
me.
see what you mean.
Almost like it's been damaged a little bit. It's very reminiscent of Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla. Now it could be nothing. It could be something else entirely, but who knows? Maybe that's where it's actually Mechagodzilla or something. I mean, it would be pretty awesome if they took that plot point from Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla.
Oh yeah,
That would be really cool.
I,
But yeah,
I'm
I mean,
I'm always hoping like because I've been thinking like what they could do like seeing that like I'm thinking like Mechagodzilla's like beating up like beating Kong and everything and then the real Godzilla comes up and it's kind of like the exact shot from like the original like
mm,
Mechagodzilla movie where you kind of like just or like return
yeah,
of Mechagodzilla where
it's
you just
kind
see
of
it being
it's
like
kind of. I mean, to be fair, in the original Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla, that Godzilla didn't show up.
yeah.
Godzilla was nowhere to be found until Mechagodzilla, like until. So maybe like in the final fight, the real Godzilla just kind of shows up. Maybe, I mean, who knows? I mean, it's so hard to know right now. I mean, overall, the movie looks good. It looks
Yeah.
good. The effects look good. Right now, I mean, obviously, there was a couple shots that looked a little odd to me. Again, I'm not very worried. I think that's just the trailer. I think in the final film, it's going to look great.
Mm,
The final shot, the big money shot with Kong with the axe, is fantastic. It is
I know,
beautiful,
right?
and
Like,
it looks like it really does some damage. To both
yeah.
of them. It doesn't look. It looks like they're probably going to both get blown back.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, so we'll have to wait and see. But it's going to be interesting to see how much damage that does to Godzilla, and I'm also very curious as to like how much damage will Godzilla's atomic breath do to Kong.
True.
Like, it's going to be very interesting to see like how big of a deal is that? Is it only going to do? Would it only do a little damage? Would it do a lot of damage?
Yeah,
I mean, obviously he's going to want to avoid it, but like, how much damage would that do?
because
Um,
like there's a lot of questions like who is going to win like from like
yep,
what
we know there's going to be a winner. We know that there will be a winner. I know some people said that they were kind of disappointed. Like, if it is Mechagodzilla, technically, does that mean that they don't even technically fight if when Godzilla shows
Yeah,
up?
I
Is
guess
that
they technically don't, but I guess it's like oh it's like a what if scenario. Like
hmm
what if Godzilla and Kong did fight? It's like this is technically like
Yeah,
the
but I
best.
feel like some people like they want the real Godzilla and Kong to actually fight instead of just like I think there would be definitely some disappointment there if that was the case.
Yeah,
But
I get what they mean, but
we have to wait and see again. It might not be Mechagodzilla at all.
mm,
There's definitely a lot going on that we don't know. I mean, Adam Wingard, he said that, from what I read earlier, he said that, that there's a lot more going on than
yeah,
what we know of. But tone-wise, it seems a lot more from this trailer. It seems a lot more brighter. It seems a lot
yeah.
more kind of fun and not as
Mm,
dark as King of the Monsters was.
yeah. I think it's definitely gonna have more of like a different tone. Like we're
Mhm.
gonna spend a lot more time seeing like Titans and everything. I'm gonna see a lot of
Mhm.
New Titans, and we're gonna see a lot of Whole Earth. I'm gonna spend a lot of time with Kong
Yeah.
as well.
Do you think that's a good idea, going in more of a lighter direction, just having it be a lot more fun, you
I
know?
I kind of expecting it to be a lot more serious. Like this is a big
But
thing. This is
it definitely is not more serious than King of the Monsters, though. That's why I'm talking about. Is I'm talking about, like, when you go back, look at King of the Monsters. King of the Monsters was a very most part it was a very, very serious movie. There was one or two couple jokes here and there to kind of lighten things up a bit, but for the most part, it was a very serious movie that was really geared towards hardcore, like, Godzilla fans,
yeah,
right? This seems like it's a lot more of a fun tone-based movie. It really doesn't seem like it's more serious at all. It seems like a lot more brighter and everything. It seems like it's a lot more like they're going for the more direction that will perhaps appeal to a broader audience, which perhaps is which is perhaps what the universe needs.
yeah,
Perhaps the reason why some of these previous movies, particularly King of the Monsters, didn't do so well is because they were so geared towards um Godzilla fans, and also being made by a Godzilla fan. That kind of perhaps was, even though that was technically great for us, MonsterVerse fans, Kaiju fans, Godzilla fans, technically it wasn't as good for the movie doing successful. So
mm,
perhaps with this movie, they've actually broadened to a wider audience with the tone and everything. Maybe it's a very fun movie, but it also looks like, just based on the trailer, it looks like they've done a very good job at
mhm,
making it more interesting for for a wider audience, but at the same time encompassing all of the MonsterVerse so far. So for people like us who have been into all the movies from this point, don't feel like it's a betrayal. You know what I mean? Don't feel
yeah,
like that they're going against what they've already set up before. So it looks like they've really nailed that, and
mhm.
I feel very confident in saying that that the movie will be great. I think the movie will be great. Whether or not is as good as King of the Monsters, for me, is going to be interesting, and a lot of other hardcore Godzilla fans will be interesting to see, because that was made for us. That movie was made for us. This
I
movie looks
love
like this movie seems like it's really geared or made for us as well, and is a love letter to monster movies and kaiju fans, and it encompasses all of everything that the MonsterVerse has set up so far. But whether or not it actually transcends that and actually equals that, will be interesting. We'll have to wait and see. Right now, I'm not convinced that it will, but I think it is very possible. We'll have to wait and see. Um, go ahead, Harv. I mean, you were gonna say something about it.
Well, I was gonna say I thought it was going to be just a little bit more serious, but I get what you mean that like and they've done it well.
Mm-hmm. It looks like they've done a very good job of the tone.
Yes.
I think that this, in a non-pandemic world, I think this would have been the most successful of all of the movies.
Oh right, yeah.
I think it would have been successful. I think it's really a shame. I mean, hopefully the movie can still do well and be successful. Legendary, of course, it looks like they probably already got their money because of the whole deal thing. I mean, we're assuming that's gone through and everything, so it looks like they already got their half of everything. So things are looking very good right now. It's a great day. It's a great time for MonsterVerse fans. You know, yep.
Yep. It's just it's just really great. This is like something we've been really looking forward to, and I'm just very, very excited. I'm kind of
Hmm.
happy that it's been moved forward
Yeah,
in with
yeah.
March. Like like we were kind of worried, but kind of excited by the
Hmm.
news. But by definitely seeing this trailer, I'm definitely more excited to
Yeah.
see Godzilla vs Kong,
Hmm.
and I think we definitely need it right
It
now.
feels like a lot. It has a lot to offer.
Yep.
I think it looks very, very promising. All I can say is that I take back anything a negative or any doubts I had about Adam Wingard before.
Oh yeah.
I take it all back. I think he's made a great movie. I think he's made a really great movie, probably his best movie that he's ever done. I
Hmm.
think clearly a lot of time and effort has been spent into this movie. A lot of
Yep.
money has been spent into this movie. A lot of it's been it's we've been waiting for it for such a long time. This is the one that they've been building towards. This is the one that they've had, the most time to kind of think about how they're going to do it. This is the culmination, and I think I'm just as a MonsterVerse fan, as a Godzilla fan, as a Kaiju fan, as a Kong fan. This movie looks like it's going to be a celebration of
Yeah.
everything that these franchises have to offer.
Mhm.
Now, whether or not the end result lives up to that we'll have to wait and see. But right
Mhm.
now, it's very promising. I'm just happy to be a Kaiju fan right now. I'm happy to be a Monster fan. Anything else you want to say, Harv, before we wrap up?
No, I'm literally in the same boat as you. Like, I, I'm just super excited, and I
Yeah,
think it might be worth the wait.
yeah. So, I mean, I'll ask you one more question before we go. Do you think we will get another trailer before it comes out? Do you think we're going to get another trailer?
Um, I don't think so. I think
You
this
don't think we're getting? You think this is just going to be? This is going to be the one. They're not going to release another trailer.
might be the one. I kind of hope to because like there's a lot of questions,
Yeah,
and I
that
think
might be. Yeah, I think that might be one more just before it comes out. I think it's very possible. But if they don't release any more, we'll have to wait and see. Yeah.
like I'll still be excited for the movie either way.
Oh yeah, of course we will. But it'd be interesting to see if they release any more. And it
Yeah.
has been trending like hell on Twitter and everything. It was the number one trending thing on Twitter in terms
Oh,
of and everything. So there's a lot of excitement for the movie. So hopefully it does well. Hopefully it delivers. Hopefully it does well.
yeah.
Obviously there's going to be a lot more to talk about when it comes out. So yeah, so be sure to share your thoughts in the comments down below, folks. Be sure to subscribe if you want more videos. We will definitely be doing a lot more videos in the future talking about the MonsterVerse and possible future installments, and of course Godzilla vs Kong. So yeah, thanks for watching. Until next time, be sure to consume as much entertainment as humanly possible. And yeah.